We are getting ready to go walk down to Lake Oswego downtown, and that takes us like 45 minutes one direction. And yeah, so that's good. It's a nice day. It's 80 degrees, and it feels a lot nicer than it was like when it was 90 plus degrees. And we're currently waiting for the rest of the people joining us on the walk. Come on, Winston. He's like, I'm waiting because everybody else is waiting. We were all ready to go and we forgot masks. So, my mom, what are you looking at me at? Is going back and getting the mask before we actually leave again. Yeah. So I just walked with my family down to LO, but I didn't go all the way with them because I have something at noon that I need to be home for. We just left the house really slowly this morning. So I didn't have time to. I think they were going to Chuck's, which is a coffee place, and other stuff. Like, but yeah. So I'm making my own coffee here, I guess, and then I am going to. It's hot out too. I mean, when it's like it felt cooler when we were leaving the house. But as time went on and we started like walking, oh my goodness, it's hot. A few minutes ago, I just finished my therapy appointment. I think it went really well. I mean, therapy is not easy. Just need to work on more stuff that is challenging. So, and she came up with a very good idea that I'm gonna tell my mom about. Because I'm like, everybody needs to work on something, right? I need to work on something. And it's like, dude, that's like a great idea. I didn't say that, but I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's an awesome idea. So I wrote that down. And I'm gonna share that with my mom later. Actually, in a couple minutes, I just heard them come home from their walk. Like so my dad came to pick me up and drop the people who didn't walk down with us. And then they just walked. I just heard them come back in. So I'm gonna tell my mom about the idea that my therapist came up with. But I thought it was like, oh, that's interesting. It's like, it was like a visual. Like, you can see if you do something and it's like visual. Because I'm like a very visual person. Like, that's why I like seeing, like, if you doing something like tracking your progress or something, if you see it, that's great for me. But some people aren't visual, some people are. It just depends on the person. So I thought that was the greatest idea on the face of the planet. And I think she'll like that too. I just gotta like set that up. And yeah. So I talked to my mom, and she's like, she likes the idea. And then she suggested, because I gave her like 2 different options, and she's like, I like the second idea. I mean, the 2 ideas you get, I think my therapist said, you get the same thing out of it, just they're just 2 different ideas. I'm like, that's just great. So I'm gonna go with the second idea. which is like what I say with the visual thing is like if you see stuff, like I don't even know, if you see stuff lined up, like if you do this, you put a sticker on something, and if you do this, if you do something you're working on, you put a sticker saying, "Yay, you worked on this." Yay, and like over time, you fill up whatever you like a sticker chart. I don't know what. What So that was great. So I'm gonna use the sticker chart idea rather than the other idea was put little grains of rice from a bowl to the bowl. Like every single time I do something, worked on something that's positive, I guess, you put the grain of, the way my therapist was describing, put the grain of rice into the other bowl, and as time goes on, you can see the accumulated of rice between the bowls, I guess. But I think this, in my opinion, I think the sticker chart made this a little bit easier. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Okay.